This episode was brought to you by My Extraordinary Productions, now offering actor research services. There was a time in my life where I thought I was going to be doing a lot more theater, and I thought I was going to be on Broadway, and my friends kept encouraging me, and as a result, a lot of you have asked me, hey, are you still doing theater? And the answer is no, but I have an excuse. I have several excuses. I never said outright, I am not doing theater anymore, F this, I'm done, I'm out. But I'm not doing as much as I used to, and this video is just supposed to be an explanation as to how my life makes theater just more challenging to be a part of. Now, I'm still open to the right opportunity, and if you have an opportunity for me, be sure to talk to me or my manager or my agent, someone on my team. But yeah, let's get into why I'm not doing as much theater. First reason is my SAG-aftra status. As a union member, Global Rule 1 states that you cannot do non-union work. And it doesn't matter that SAG-aftra is a film and TV and radio union and is more pre-recorded stuff, and theater is live. They don't super care. It's the fact that you need to act with a union contract if you plan to act at all once you're in the union. As a union member, I'm really not supposed to do non-union work. And there is just a lot more non-union work than union work, because non-union work, you don't need as many forms filled out and you don't need as many restrictions in place. It's just easier to put together a non-union production. Now, I can still audition for equity productions, but it's a little weird with my SAG-aftra status. At an equity audition, they prioritize equity actors over everyone else. And even though I'm in a union and I'm actually eligible to join equity, I haven't joined, so I am considered everyone else. So some people would want to ask, well, why haven't you joined equity yet if you're eligible? Wouldn't you want to be a part of every union? Well, I live in Los Angeles, and we just don't have as much union theater going on here. So if I lived in New York, it would make a lot more sense. Now, there are 99-seat equity waiver productions, and for those who are unfamiliar, basically, this just means that a theater can put on an equity production with equity actors. It just is super small and is gonna make like $1 if it makes any money at all. No one's really making money off of those productions. And I have done those in the past and they were a lot of fun, but I don't do those as much because of the next reasons. Regardless of what type of production you're working on, you have a commute. I can drive for up to 30 minutes and I'm happy to work. And if parking's easy, I'm happy to work. Or if there's a really good public transportation option, I'm happy to work. The problem is that not every theater is within a 30-minute drive or commute for me. Some theater is just further away, and with theater, you have to make that trek every day. Then I have to make time to decompress so that I become like not horribly irritable, which brings us to the next thing. The time commitment. One part of the time commitment is I need to be able to show up to rehearsal a certain number of times. Otherwise, it's really hard for me to justify doing the show. Even if it's only a bit part, I need to be able to make it to at least half of the rehearsals just so I know what's going on, just so I respect everyone else's time commitment. I really don't want to be the guy who shows up to the rehearsal or the performance and doesn't know what's going on. Preferably, I'm able to make it to every rehearsal for those reasons. You can rehearse an entire show in under a week. I've been in those productions before. You can also have a show that goes on for months. The other part of the time commitment is how much of your day you can actually spend in rehearsal. You know, if you're working on Broadway, it's a full-time job. You're there 12 hours a day, I guess. I don't know. But you're there all day long. It is your job. If it's a 99-seat equity waiver production, you're not there 8 hours a day because you have to be at your job 8 hours a day to afford to do the equity production. And with me personally, I don't have a regular routine job where it's really easy for me to just go to work, take a break, just do theater, then go to bed. I have a very erratic schedule of teaching and side businesses and auditioning and producing for things. I have a lot of things going on, and because it is an erratic schedule, it's just so much harder for me to commit to theater. Basically, for me to do theater the way I would want to do theater, I would have to be willing to give something up. And I am willing to give things up for the right opportunity. I'm just not willing to do it for every opportunity because I like my other things. So I just listed a lot of reasons why I can't do theater, but I also listed a lot of reasons why you may be at an advantage. If you're non-union, you are more eligible for roles than I am. And if you have a very normal schedule, or you have nothing in your schedule and you're able to make this time commitment, or you're more comfortable with longer commutes than I am, or you live next to the theater anyway, so the commute is a non-issue, you can build your credits. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you have any questions, leave your comments below, and otherwise I will see you all next time.